Joining me now from Asheville, North Carolina, is Florida Congressman Cory Mills. He's been on the ground there for days, helping to deliver much-needed supplies to those hard-hit areas and evacuate some who are stranded. As you remember, he helped rescue Americans from war zones in Afghanistan, also Israel, and in Haiti. Cory Mills, Congressman, welcome. Thank you for what you do for people in these situations. Tell us what you're observing there and what we all need to understand.
Look, the respond quickly or getting the necessary needs in here that the people were wanting. And so we've delivered now about 5 tons worth of supplies, about roughly 10,000. We've actually transported about 12,000 pounds between the 2 helicopters that we brought in. Much of which is the only place that you can get in is by rotary wing helicopters. So we've gone into Broad River, South Toe. We've gone into Banner Elk, Asheville, Burnsville. We've gone into Holler. We've continued to try and go to at least 5 or 6 different locations, either conducting search and rescue operations to drop SAR, to do health and welfare checks on family members who's gone missing, or even just doing distribution for Starlink systems so that we can get our missing persons report down. Because a lot of this, people just haven't heard from their family members for 2 and 3 and 4 days. We were able to successfully evacuate someone from Bailey, North Carolina to Johnsonville yesterday. 83-year-old man, yesterday was his birthday, was showing signs of heart attack or hypertension. So we were able to medevac him and get him out, but also delivering insulin, oxygen bottles. A lot of people, it's not just food and water and non-perishables, but it's medications that they're short on. So trying to fulfill those needs until the federal government can get up and do what they need to be doing.
So, Congressman, we got cut off a little bit at the top. Are you working with your private organization that you're part of? And what do you see in terms of federal help happening? Tell us the difference.
So that's really where the missing piece is the federal piece. And again, let's go ahead and point out the obvious, which is that Fema had utilized a large majority of the personnel who should be here taking care of this to be replaced or repurposed, if you will, for immigration resettlement, when we need to be focusing on Americans and what's going on, whether it be in Maui, Palestine, Ohio, Florida, North Carolina, or Tennessee. But I'm actually working with great organizations like Mercury One, charity for Glenn Beck, Universal Air, as well as for Sentinel Foundation and so many others. This is a group project where Americans are coming together to answer the call for Americans when the federal government fails to act.
So we're hearing one of the most horrifying details is that it could be hundreds of people who are still missing, and we don't know if they are dead or alive or if they're hanging on to a boulder like that woman just described, which was so heartbreaking. What is your sense? Do you have any sense of that and that number?
Well, again, we've got about an estimate of around it's kind of the non-confirmed report of roughly 1,000 to 1,200 people still being listed as a missing person. A lot of that, I will tell you, as we get Starlink in place, and there's so many units here that's allowing individuals to start reaching out to their family members in other states, I think that missing person report will come down, and then we'll be able to really distinctly go over, find the people around situations. The problem we have.
So, as you can tell, it's tough to maintain communication, and obviously it's easy to understand why. I just wanted to give him an extra second there to see if maybe we could get Congressman Mills back. I give him so much credit because he leaves his job and he goes into these places in choppers. He's fearless. He went into Haiti in the worst of circumstances, into Ukraine, and he is part of these teams of, in many cases, former veterans who want to continue to help people because that's what they like to do. And they want to be where they are needed. And it's an extraordinary story of American heroism. Of course, he doesn't want to take credit for that. But I do think that I just want people to understand the selflessness. And I have covered these hurricanes and difficult situations in the past. I'm always amazed by the people who show up with, huge campers and just make barbecue for everybody on this who's there. The first responders, just people who literally leave their lives and go to where they are needed and help out. And it's very moving. and very extraordinary. So I ask all of you to, look up these organizations, whether you want to do Red Cross, which Fox is doing, of course, and Congressman Mills just named a bunch of other organizations. Sentinel was one of them, that you feel the best about, that you believe is going to get your money where it needs to go. And these people also need time and volunteers. So what an effort. We're going to continue to cover this story very closely. And our thanks to Congressman Mills. He's back at work, no doubt, doing what he's there for.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.